Hello, everybody. This is Angel Arts, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Interview the finalists for the Athenaeum tabletop campaign. Today, we are joined with Emily.
Hi.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us today, Emily. And as you can see, Emily had put in a very special request for Brandon to interview her. Hi, Brandon.
Hey everyone, thank you Emily for picking me. I don't know why, if you saw my interview, maybe you're just trying to outstage me. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, because if Brandon did so well in his interview, he must be a fantastic interviewer as well.
Ooh.
Yeah. The pressure's on.
So Emily is interviewing for Pokemon, right? Right, Brandon?
Yeah, I have this whole Pokemon thing ready to go. I didn't know who your starter was. Mine's Squirtle, of course.
But yes, for those of you who may have missed it, Brandon, you may have seen Brandon playing two characters actually in the Wizarding World tabletop campaign. He was Levi Lionheart and Luke Lionheart, father and son, and it's great to have him back. So, Brandon, without further ado, I will step aside and let you run the show.
Obviously, this campaign has to do with books and stories. So the first question I'd have for you is, what's your favorite book and why?
Oh, yeah. Actually, I have a bookshelf right here. So, of course, because you come from the Harry Potter campaign, I have to say Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. And I mean, I like it because it does go a little bit into that darker side. Harry Potter and his friends have been at Hogwarts for a couple of years now. They're understanding their world a little bit better. And so I like it when it starts to take a little bit more of that darker side, and they introduce the Dementors, which has that, connection to me with like depression and just like sucking the happiness out of you and discovering your Patronus. And I just, there's so much about that book that I love and enjoy. So that's my favorite.
Okay, now you're just sucking up to me because I'm a sucker
I'm not
for Harry
sucking up.
Potter. Next, we're gonna pull out the Pokemon Game Boy Handbook or something. But no, I actually love that book too. So something that we have in common. I have noticed that a lot of people have kind of gone the more horror, scary route. If a lot of them do get interviewed and Hark needs something else, what do you think Tori could do other than just horror?
Probably another natural one she could go into is mystery, more of the supernatural. I was also going a complete right turn here. She could do like more of a fantasy fairy tale sort of situation where she is like a princess. And instead of it, her seeking out a haunted mansion or whatever, she's going to a castle. I set up Tori in such a way where she could be versatile. And so she's not just stuck to the horror genre by any means, if it comes down to that, because we do have really good horror auditionees out there.
Other than like the super obvious, what do you have most in common and least in common with your character Tori?
With Tori, the most in common is probably her emotional, more vulnerable side. She is very, very loyal to her sister, and she will do anything to protect her sister. And I feel like that's just how I am with my loved ones and in real life. And I cry a lot. So that's probably what I have most in common with her. Least in common, she is very impulsive. She's much, much braver than I would ever be. I'm much more of a cautious, analytical person in my day-to-day life. That's what I would say is not something I would do normally. But that's why I like playing Tori, because it makes me do things outside of my comfort zone.
I've noticed that when I have checked all the other auditions, a very common thing is I tend to see your name commenting on all of them. So,
Yeah.
out of all the auditions you've seen so far, if you could pick only one book to read, which book would it be?
Which book? I am blanking on the titles of the books, but I do remember the characters that they introduced. It must have been Joe's audition with his Western character, Tom Rush. I know they don't quite exactly fit together. He did say that he tends to not draw his gun unless absolutely necessary, but that one element that they had in common is that they do want to protect, the people that are important to them at any cost. And I thought there is that commonality there between Tori and him that would actually mesh pretty well, even if maybe initially they might have a little bit of personality conflict. So I definitely, gravitated towards Joe's Western story.
What do you believe would be your biggest contribution to this group, as a fellow player? And what do you hope to get out of or learn from your fellow players in this campaign?
As far as what I think I could contribute, I don't know. I'm a very easygoing type of personality. I am pretty social, and doing the online reality game community, I feel like I just like to get to know people. Besides the characters, I really like to get to know each person, and so I feel like I am sort of that person that's not going to outshine anybody necessarily. I feel like I am someone that's going to let everyone have their moment in the spotlight, but still be, an equal contributor. Being new to the role play world, I could definitely benefit a lot from just their experience in tabletop RPGs, but also just into the storytelling aspect of it. It's something that I haven't done in quite some time now. And so I feel like I could learn a lot through their creativity and through their minds. Improvisation is something that I'm still learning to do. And I think that is an area where they're going to really help me out, pull me out of my shell.
The second question I have, this might put you on the spot, so I
That's okay.
apologize, but I'm curious for your answer. And that question is, if you had to give up your spot in the campaign for another one of the auditioners, and I ask this because I know you've watched virtually all of the auditions, who would you give that spot to and why?
Oh, wow. That is a tough question. I think Thistle had a very similar character to Tori. The second one, I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but she kind of came from that horror mystery genre. And I feel like if you were looking for a character like Tori or their character, I feel like they would be kind of comparable to one another. So definitely for Thistle. I also like Thistle's pirate character, so probably between those two.
Okay, so from here we're going to jump into the role play side of it to get a bit of a feel of Tori. You have already convinced your younger sister, she's younger than you by a year. You guys are step siblings, if I remember correctly. So it's your father and her mother. They're married, and now you're step siblings. The way it was described to me is you guys are almost polar opposites. She is a little bit more preppy, a little bit more into pink. You're a little bit more, not preppy and into black. I mean, I think in real life, I relate with you a little bit more. You guys, just convinced her to come with you to come see a mansion. It is recently being renovated, and it's got people out of it. There's nobody who lives here. You're starting to walk up onto the walkway of it. You had tricked your sister into thinking that this is to come see a place for her to have her 17th birthday party, when in fact, you want to see the creepy mansion. The stories have been that this mansion is haunted, and this is totally up your style. So you guys begin to walk up the walkway. It's a very large walkway, and you can see the house at a distance. It's a very nice, beautiful house. It looks very well put together. It even looks like maybe there's some lights inside, as if maybe there are people still inside of this house. As you're walking up, Carmen, who is your stepsister, be like Tori, are you sure that there's nobody living here right now?
No, there's no one in there. I promise.
Like, I'm seeing houses with lights on. I mean, you said that this was going to be for like my 17th birthday, and it doesn't seem like it's empty.
Carmen, do you trust me?
I always trust you, Tori.
Well, I'm was trying to keep it a surprise, but some of your friends are already in there. That's why the lights are on.
Oh my God, like who?
Like Tracy and Kim and Becca.
Oh, like, oh my God, they're all my best friends. Yeah, let's go. And she like hooks her arm around you and begins to run you up, a little bit more excited now. She's also heard the stories of the haunted mansion, so she's a little bit more worried than you, but after you say that, she's starting to calm down a bit. You guys get to the front door, and to your surprise, because what you just said to your sister, you know is a lie. You hear music come from the other side of the door. It's very light, it's playful, it almost sounds like there's a party going on inside.
Okay. I think the party's already started.
Like, oh my God, you totally weren't lying.
Yeah, no, I decided to throw the best birthday bash for my sister. Why wouldn't I do that? You know I would deliver.
Oh yeah, like now I'm totally excited. Hopefully, oh my God, hopefully Josh is here. He's like totally cute.
Josh is trash.
Oh, you're gonna talk about Josh when you dated Pio that whole time.
Don't bring up Pio. I can't talk about Pio.
I hate Pio. He better not be here, or I swear to God, I'm gonna cause a scene.
Well, don't go too hard on him. Like, I still like him.
Well, I don't. And if I see him, I'm gonna mace him in his face. And then, so excitedly, she opens the door and runs in.
Okay, so we enter this manor.
As you enter the manor, the mood shifts. You no longer hear music. You no longer hear people on the other side. It's very dark in here now all of a sudden. You see nothing but cobwebs. You see empty bookshelves. And all the lights you saw outside are mysteriously off all of a sudden. As Carmen looks around a bit confused, you notice the door slam behind you. Okay. And now Carmen turns around and quickly tries to open the door, and it's locked.
Well, I didn't expect the door to close. Oops.
Like, this party died?
Yeah, Carmen got something to confess. There is no party.
Like, what do you mean there's no party?
There's no party. It's not even your birthday today. I just wanted to go see the mansion, the haunted mansion.
Like, oh my God, you told me that we were coming here to set up for my birthday. You know, it's totally coming in like a couple of months, and I was totally excited.
Well, I knew that you would never say yes to coming into the manor if I told you it was haunted. So.
What do you mean haunted? And when you hear that, all of a sudden from down the hall, you hear what sounds like bells jingling.
Well, I'm gonna smile and be like, did you hear that? We should go check it out.
Why are you smiling? And why would we check that out? This is like from every bad horror movie.
Oh, come on. Don't be a scaredy cat.
Oh my God, like you're gonna like suggest we separate next or something.
No. Let's not separate. Let's stick together. Let's go see where the bells are coming from.
Oh my God. Like, you owe me big time. I need like 2 Starbucks gift cards for sure.
Anything for you, sis.
All right, so you make your way down the hall. And as you make your way down the hall, again, cobwebs, it looks like this place has been abandoned for many, many years, a very long time. You're hearing the wood floor make that noise every time you take a step. You're seeing like pictures, and you swear their eyes are following you guys down the hall as you make your way down the hall.
This is just like a Disneyland.
Like, right now is not the time to be making jokes. I'm gonna pee myself, I think.
Carmen, it's fine. Who cares about some paintings staring at you? I mean, gross boys do that to you all the time.
Yeah, but at least they have a pulse.
I guess that's a fair point, but okay, we need to find the jingle. Where that bell sound came from.
Again, you hear the jingling down the hall. And now you can hear
I'm gonna grab your arm and pull you down the hall.
She almost reluctantly tries to follow you, but she does. As you get down the hall, you see a room, and you can hear the jingling coming from behind a door specifically. And behind this door as well, it looks like underneath the floorboard, you can see light coming from it, as if this is the only room that has light in the house now.
All right, let's go inside. So she goes open the door.
Okay, you open the door, and again you hear music and you see light, and you see that this is like a room that maybe like a hunter lives here, like somebody who like hunts and has like taxidermy like wolves and bears and deers and stuff like that all through here.
Oh, she just kind of gets a little grossed out by all the.
But you do also hear the jingling again at the corner of the room.
At the corner of the room. Okay, so yeah, she's gonna dart straight for the sound.
As soon as you do that, door closes again. If you turn, you notice that Carmen's no longer with you, that she had gotten blocked off from you. Okay.
At this point, Tori, her demeanor changes a little bit too. So whenever she's alone, she gets a little anxious. And so when she gets a little anxious, she's gonna pull out one of her dolls. So here's one of her dolls. And starts talking to the doll. And she says, I'm really scared. And she's like, it's okay. You're not alone. You're fine. Let's go see the bell. One of the dolls, yes. I have a few.
Okay, beautiful. So yeah, so you talk to your popsicle stick, it talks back to you. You turn back around to see the jingling of the bells, and when you turn back around, the room has changed. It's no longer a taxidermy room. It's all of a sudden, it looks like what maybe was a dining room. It's got these sheets over the table and sheets over what would be chairs. This room was before is no longer what it was, and you no longer hear the jingling coming from this room anymore. And not only this, you're now completely alone.
Oh, wow. Yeah, and so Tori is going to be very timid at this point, but with having the doll present, she's at least able to talk herself through it with the doll. Well, she might first try to pull off some sheets to see what she can find in the room.
As you pull off the sheet, you do see something. This thing, which may be scarier to other people, it strangely enough brings you comfort because it's a creepy doll. This doll is kind of a jester's doll. It looks very scary. It's got metal face. It's got red beady eyes. It looks like a jester, and its hat is what you can now see is making the jingling noise, because as he sees you, he gets scared and kind of backs up. He doesn't say anything, and the bells jingle again, jingle, 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 as you lift up this sheet, and he looks very afraid.
Oh, don't be scared, little guy. Look. And I wave the little doll.
As you do that, it kind of tilts his head, kind of curious about the doll.
Yeah, and so Tori will try to move closer to the jester. Be like, see, it's okay. You want to say hi to the doll? You want to touch the doll? I promise it won't hurt you.
He'll reach up, quickly touch the doll, pull his hand away, still kind of afraid. And then he pulls something out that he wants to show you, and he pulls out a bloody dagger.
A bloody dagger? Oh, man. Mr. Jester, I promise I'm not going to hurt you. If you could just put the dagger to the side there.
Okay. So as you say that, he does calm down a bit. The way you're talking to him, he calms down. He sees that you have a doll, which he can relate to a bit. He puts the dagger away, and he's going to take your hand, and he's going to try to guide you somewhere if you follow him.
I will take his hand and follow him.
All right. So now he leads you outside the room and into another room. This room leads to what is kind of like a basement. There's a staircase that leads down, and this is the first sign of real life that you see. It's a person. This person, she is sitting on a chair, and people who are fans of Hark's other games will recognize her as Madame Vu. She looks just like Madame Vu. She is a little bit darker skinned, got long brown hair. She has a purple headband. She has what you might recognize as a Pokeball, since your life is kind of in the real world. She's very gypsy-ish looking, and she sees you. And I'm sorry, Hark, I can't impersonate her as well as you can. But she says, "Good evening, little one."
Tori's still a little apprehensive, so she keeps her doll with her, but she says, "Hi, who are you?"
The jesting doll lets go of your hand and runs and sits next to her. She goes, it's very nice to meet you. My name is Malvadier. This is Malvadier Manor that you're taking part in. How do you like it so far?
Oh, I love it. Malvadier Manor I've been reading about it in the articles for quite some time now, and I had to come here.
You're not like the other kids that come here. All the other kids are afraid. They're scared, you see. They stay out of this place.
Why? Why would they do that?
People don't like things like my little Pittywig here. And she pets his head. A lot of people are very scared of the unexplained.
A lot of people don't know how to live their life.
Well, I can 100% agree with that. Now, let me ask you something. Would you like the ability to do unique things?
What kind of unique things, lady?
You could do unique things like me, bring things to life, dolls that can hurt people, magical things.
Hurt people? Why would I want to hurt people?
Oh, darling, you've never had anybody in your life you wanted to hurt.
Well, okay. Yes, I can think of one person.
Explain this person to me.
It's my ex-boyfriend, Pio. He's kind of a jerk. He dumped me for this girl, Tracy, and he made fun of my dolls. And no one makes fun of my dolls. That's one rule. So, yeah, I hate him.
Well, I think your dolls.
I hate him.
I think your dolls are beautiful, and with my help, we can make them really talk to you.
You mean they don't talk to me?
They talk to you, but they will have feelings and emotions like you.
Oh. Okay, sign me up. What do I need to do?
Well, it's very simple. All I need is your heart.
My heart?
I assure you that you will not be hurt, and you will live on just fine. But I do need your heart. You see, I need something in return for my wonderful gifts.
She looks at her doll. Do you trust this?
And she'll wiggle her fingers and make the doll say, "Yes, you should totally do this."
And so Tori's eyes go wide and she's like, "Sold. Here's my heart."
Okay, so as you say that, she smiles and she opens up a book. And in this book, it's unrecognizable. You don't know you've never seen a book like this before, but all of a sudden you hear screaming coming from your sister Carmen. You see this stairway that you were just walking down. You see what looks like a translucent, almost ghostly figure of her coming down the stairs quickly and enter the book. As soon as it enters the book, she closes it quickly and says, "Thank you, honey." And then everything goes black. You wake up, you're in your room. The room is much different. You shared this room with Carmen, but now there's only one bed in this room. All the pictures you guys had of vacations are gone. All the, little dolls you've made for her are gone. Her bed's gone. Her clothes are gone. There's nothing but black clothes in here. They're your clothes. You know this. None of her pink and brightly colored outfits are laid about on the floor like she tries on a million outfits. Everything is gone.
Oh, wow. So I'm gonna get out of bed. I'm assuming Tori knows that Carmen's gone, even if it's
Yep.
okay. So she's gonna try to look for Carmen. So she's gonna leave her room and try to find like her parents.
Again, you walk and you see no pictures of your sister, but you do see your father and you do see your stepmother. You see them both sitting at the table. He's drinking coffee and she's enjoying breakfast.
Okay, so I'm gonna come up to them and be like, "Hey, have you guys seen Carmen?"
Your dad's gonna look to you and be like, "Who's Carmen?"
Hi everyone, this is Tori, and I got my little buddies here, Tori Jr. and James, and I hope that you choose me to be in the Athenaeum campaign because I am heartbroken and I am on this quest to find my sister, and I will do whatever it takes to find her. And so I hope all of you out there can support me in finding her and bringing her back to me.